I think it has a lot of people frantic, and it has a lot of people thinking, okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to protect our supply chains? It's giving people the idea that we don't want to look at, importing from China long term, and it's got people thinking in the right direction. But at the same time, it's so schizophrenic that people are just saying, well, okay, let's load up everything we can in a container to get it. And we're still thinking about short-term, supply chain issues and short-term profits and how we're going to make a bunch of money and can we bank some money? And I think we're going to end up with just a lot of product that was purchased without the best, thought. And we're going to end up with a lot of stuff we can't sell. And then we're going to end up with products that we need and don't have. And we're just going to end up with a really messy supply chain. And we're going to have some products that are going to be dirt cheap because they got to dump them. And some products you're not going to be able to get at any cost. And hopefully in 90 days, Trump and, Congress, if they're involved in this at this point, is going to come together and they're going to get serious and say, hey, we're trying to bring back manufacturing. We understand we're in a situation of deglobalization. Something has to be done. How are we going to move forward? How are we going to support small businesses, which create all the innovation? How are we going to, I guess we need to keep the larger businesses in play. But as of right now, they're probably the only ones who are going to be able to manage all this chaos. It's the small businesses that don't have a dedicated import department and, don't have politicians that they can get favors done for, that are really going to need the support of the government to say, okay, we're going to make this easier. We're going to eliminate, regulations. We're going to make it easy for you to make new manufacturing plants. We're going to make it easier for you to hire people. We're going to make it easier for people to start businesses. We're going to do everything possible to incentivize entrepreneurship in the United States. And we're going to also make it so that people have incentives to work. Because, obviously, if people get more handouts than they would get as paid to work, they're going to have no incentive to work. So I feel we need to have a structure that we don't want people starving, but we also need to incentivize them to work. And those type of things need to be fixed. There's a lot of social issues that need to be dealt with before we can deal with, some of the manufacturing and industry issues. It's not just a fix one thing and everything falls into place.